Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina and you are watching my February end of month review, where we take recent debuts and comebacks and rank them using my super fancy tier ranking system. However, I do need to preface this video by saying that February K-pop was objectively bad. I know what you're gonna say, but Taeyeon, but Treasure, but this, but that, but no, it was just bad. I don't even, you'll see. You will see. You will see. Yes, sure. We might all have liked one or two releases, but just one or two, right? Some of you guys are going to be like, I liked all of them. But yeah, it was bad. And I'm not just saying that because of NMIXX's debut, though that that was a little contributor to it. But definitely just, there was just not a lot of releases that I was vibing with. So I'm actually pretty excited to talk about it. I thrive off of negativity. At least that's what some people think. I was literally called a misogynist when I when I reviewed STAYC's music video. People are like, wow, you review girl groups. Why don't you keep the same energy for boy groups? When I keep the same energy for boy groups, I get 10,000 dislikes on a video. Not that you can see it anymore, but this EXO video still remains iconically my most disliked video. I don't know what you guys are going on about. Why don't you ever say Blackpink music videos are familiar? For which comebacks are you referring to? Like, do you want me to pull a comeback out of my ass? I'm a little heated, but I'm still excited to bring you guys forth this video. It's all fun and games. Please don't take it seriously. I'm always down for a little bit of banter. It's just, I can't always tell if it's banter. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. We're actually going to start with some releases that I missed from last month. Though before we do that, I am going to insert a clip of me explaining the tiers. If you've been here before, you know what the tiers are, then please feel free to skip. Okay, so the tier ranking. Of course, at the top, we have Big Booty Bop, and we have Cup of Milk, which are songs that I added to my playlist, but maybe they have a shorter shelf life, which is then followed by Second Gen Vibes. These are songs that if they randomly started playing, I wouldn't skip them. They're songs we casually like. From there, we have our neutral tier, but for the sake of this month, is also the tier where I added stuff to my playlist, and then the next day I kind of decided I don't really like it anymore. I'm not a super fan of it anymore. So right below that tier, we fittingly have Grow and Not a Shower, which are songs that I might have really disliked at first, but ended up loving them either through peer pressure or just sheer repetition. Then we have everyone's favorite tier, YG's Dungeon. These are songs where I would tangibly change something about them. And then of course, Not My Cup of Tea, which are songs that I just wouldn't listen to. It's sad to say we missed a pretty impressive debut last month with Mamadol's WooAh Hip. Now, this is a project group from the show Mama the Idol, whose premise is basically taking former idols or actresses who have had babies and after some time off, giving them training to be part of a new girl group. So we have some notable names like Kahi from After School, members of Jewelry, Wonder Girls, and Baby Vox Rev. And they came out with a song called WooAh Hip. According to Suzy, this is a dance track in the slap house genre with elements of trap. The song combines a trendy house beat with the voguing dance, promising a treat for both the eyes and ears. The message of the song is directed to everyone who is having a hard time, saying you too can become like us. Referring to the members' comebacks as idols after becoming mothers. Now, I'm laughing at this because I did not interpret the lyrics as very inspirational, but we'll get into that. So while watching a lyric video to this, again, I didn't think it was, I wasn't personally super inspired. Unsurprisingly, if we look at the lyrics, I think they're really directed towards, people who have had babies, because it's very specific to their situations in particular. Actually, maybe not just like people who have had babies, idols who have had babies. So it's even more specific than just being a mother, but being a mother who was a former idol. For example, I'll do my own thing on stage again, a familiar feeling. And then before becoming a mom, there are so many things I wanted to do. Honestly, hearing things like this, it just makes having children sound like the worst. And if you've ever been on TikTok, I learn things every single day about like physically having children that like no. But the most inspiring lyrics are, everyone wants to be like me. So, in terms of having a hard time, if I'm having a hard day, I'm not feeling great about myself, going to this song I don't think is like the most inspirational. But to each his own. I just don't think I would like umbaya ringa to this and feel much better. I feel like the lyrics fit perfectly the theme of the show and what they've gone through personally, but But personally, this is a song where I'd prefer to like not know what the lyrics mean, you know? I just think kids are a nuisance, but that's just me. That's my controversial opinion. My toxic trait. As far as the sound of the song, I don't know if it's the name of the group or the name of the song in particular, but it definitely reminds me of Mamamoo's Hip. That's a very basic parallel to make, but you know, you have Mamadol and Mamamoo, and then WooAh Hip with hip. I just think there's a lot of parallels. Not that they necessarily sound incredibly similar. They're both two very different styles, but I think it would still be interesting to hear them side by side to confirm or deny what I'm feeling. So let me know what you think. Otherwise, I do think it's really catchy. It did manage to get on my playlist for a little bit. I just wasn't feeling like passionate about it. So I guess it technically fits into Cup of Milk, but it was pretty short-lived. So I am going to go ahead and put it into second gen vibes. Now let's talk about Jamie and her comeback with Pity Party. So this is a single, but I did read on South China Morning Post that she is planning to upload, release. That was a little off, but I did read she is planning on releasing an album this year and that she's working more on her own music compared to last year where she did a lot of features. And I think it was last year she released Apollo 11. Was it last year that she released Apollo 11? That was an amazing song. But I digress. She describes this as an R&B tinged dance track showing off a spicier, stronger version of herself. I'm gonna admit, based on the teasers alone, I didn't think this would be the type of song I was interested in, just the sound itself. Cause sure, it's R&B tinged, I would say, but it definitely has a very strong 70s sound in my opinion. Which honestly, I am getting a little bit sick of in K-pop, but like that's besides the point. There are still some 70s, 80s inspired songs that are still really good. It's just as, I don't know, whatever the fuck. However, I did really appreciate the concept of Pity Party. You know, it is pretty catchy and the lyrics focus on like very negative emotions, but then using those negative emotions almost as fuel to only go up from there. Go break my heart, I'm thriving off the drama. Kind of saying no matter what happens, you know, just have fun with it. So I would say I like this more as a casual listen for sure. If it played randomly, I don't think I would skip it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into second gen vibes. Now let's talk about Mark and his solo Child from NCT Lab, which SM describes as SM Station's new project to archive NCT's various music activities and will continue to showcase NCT's colorful music, including solo songs, self-composed songs, and unit songs. Just in case anyone was confused. Now, according to Soompi, Mark participated in the composition and lyrics for this, which is a hip-hop song with unique bass, synth, and electric guitar sounds. The lyrics share Mark's honest thoughts as he reflects on himself. My initial thought was that the vibe was pretty similar to Rosé's Gone, just the very beginning with the electric guitar sounds. Can we play snippets side by side? I'm feeling a little spicy, maybe we will. But based on the description, I was expecting it to change drastically, right? I wasn't expecting a rock song. And it did, you know, it went to a song that had the vibe, a similar vibe to Gone, to a more hip-hop based song. And I found the music video like a little bit quirky. I don't know if that's what he was going for, but he's wearing this like diamond tracksuit. I loved it. I thought it was pretty iconic. But then as I was vibing with his diamond tracksuit, he has the audacity to say, "Red on my Valentino." Do you think I know what that fucking means? What do you, designer brands? You have red on your design? What do you mean, blood? I don't get it. So then I felt like it was really classist and I felt very left out. I know Valentino's not Louboutin, right? So it's not like a red bottom reference unless it is. Like, I don't know. Like, am I supposed to feel bad for you and your Valentino? You know, elitism aside, I did find some of the lyrics pretty relatable. Like, strangely relatable. And I'm not sure if that was the intention, but this is what my brain got from this. So there's a lyric he says, "I envy propane. I need to blow up now." And I was like, that's a little suicidal ideation-y. But same. But then he rhymed bitter with brother liquor. And then I was a little bit lost again. So overall, like I definitely appreciate, you know, the participation in this track. I guess that's the whole point of NCT Lab, to archive That sounds weird, just to document their personal projects, I guess. So I appreciate it. I think it's really special for fans to be able to connect with their idols on a different level without it being necessarily a whole production, if that makes sense. I don't know if he's going to promote this on music shows. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I haven't, don't quote me on any of this shit. I only researched at the beginning. I'm going off on tangents now. But yeah, it's definitely quite special for fans. For me personally, it wasn't quite my cup of tea. So that's where I'm gonna put it. And that's why everyone thinks I'm an SM Andy. Moving on to VIVIZ and their debut with Bop Bop from their mini album Beam of Prism, which also stands for Bop. So I actually did a reaction / review on this, so you can definitely go check it out. I talk a little bit more about VIVIZ, their former G-Friend members, 3 former G-Friend members. But according to Suzy, this is a hybrid pop dance genre song with Latin rhythms and disco elements. I personally don't remember where the Latin rhythms were, but the disco elements were pretty strong. And you know, I didn't hate it. It's pretty catchy. I definitely think it's an easy song to like. However, I am going to put the song in It Exists. We need to talk about Treasure's comeback with Jikjin from their mini album Second Step Chapter 1. That's a little confusing. When it's like step 1, chapter 3, episode 5, and you're like, whoa, how are you calculating this shit? So Suzy describes this song as a minimalistic yet addictive song that reflects Treasure's unstoppable growth. I'm assuming they don't mean within the lyrics, because the lyrics are really about love, going straight into someone's direction because you are so convinced that they're meant for you. But basically, for Treasure's music video, we had YG come out and say, hey, we spent a ridiculous amount of money on this music video, probably more than we ever would really need to. Of course, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but the idea is still there. But what you can quote me on is that we should eat the rich. But I digress. YG is usually not known for their green screen, right? Which I find very funny because fans take that and run with it. And like, YG has the best music videos because they never use green screen. And like, can you really tell the difference? Because I can't. I didn't even notice. Like, if you had asked me if how much this music video cost, I wouldn't have said $500,000. I don't even remember what happened in the music video. It reminds me of these Twice memes that I see on TikTok. Oh my god. How y'all wanted Momo in Fancy. I've been dying to show somebody that. But you know what? I mean, YG barely lets their artists have comebacks, so maybe they can't unnecessarily afford to blow buildings up in the background. I mean, I can't tell the difference, but go off. I need to shut up. I've learned thrice before the power of boy group stands, and I'm literally playing with fire. I'm sorry, I just knew there was a Blackpink reference in the lyrics and I had to beat them to it. My initial reaction, I'm not gonna lie, was not great. I listened to it and I was like, yeah, I definitely love a lot of elements from this. I'm thinking, should I put it into YG's Dungeon? That's not where I originally wanted to put it, but now that I'm thinking about it, it might fit there. Because there are a lot of elements that I really like. There's some vocals in there that I think are so beautiful. The pre-chorus in particular, I think is stunning. And then the rap part is actually really good as well. And not only because they reference Lisa's rap and how you like that, but I did genuinely enjoy it. But ultimately, I did write off this song in the beginning because I was like, you know, it's all right. I'm not really keen on this song. But then when I went to listen to this song to prepare for this review, I was like, wait a minute. This is actually pretty magical. And my friend describes it as being Big Bang influence. She says it's kind of similar to Bang Bang Bang. I don't personally hear that. I do feel the vibes. That's the thing. I feel the vibes, the Big Bang vibes. But would I mistake Big Bang for singing this song? Not necessarily. Compared to, say, iKON's YYY, that to me felt very Big Bang-esque. I could definitely picture Big Bang singing that, but Jikjin, I don't know that I would, like, could you really picture Big Bang singing it? I don't know if Sherry actually said that. My toxic bling friend, she's the one who said it reminds her of Bang Bang Bang. Did she say? Maybe I'm misrepresenting her. The only thing I would say is near the end, we have that like YG trope of people chanting. And another trope that I did notice, I do remember the cars in the music video. That 21 Can't Nobody, Blackpink, Kill This Love, I guess Big Bang My Heaven. I can't think of like any music videos where it's like more serious toned, but you get what I mean. So I'm a little conflicted because I do want to put this into grower, not a shower, because I feel like it fits that category pretty well. I didn't like it at first, but now I've grown to appreciate it. But it would also be super iconic if this was in YG's Dungeon. We'll just stick with Grower, not a shower. But just know it would have been iconic. Now let's talk about Apink's Dilemma from their album Horn. Sumpy says this is a pop dance track with a catchy hook, and this song is about a woman's dilemma whether to give up on a relationship after realizing that the other person's feelings have faded. Right off the bat, the first few seconds, I was reminded of Mamado's Hip. WooAh Hip. Shit. I think they did use the same sample, so I'll play snippets side by side. You'll see what I mean. The second thing I noticed was the auto-tune, and I was brought back to second gen. It was more subtle, shall we say, but like this part in particular, I was like, wait a minute. It's a little more than usual, I think. The third thing I noticed is that the verses and the chorus almost seemed like two different songs. They're strangely cohesive. I understand they're part of the same song, but at the same time, it just felt a little off. So when the chorus did come along, I did feel like I was taking out of the experience of the song. So for me, it wasn't my favorite part. Also, the chorus is just terribly familiar and I can't quite put my finger on it. So I'm gonna play it and you can let me know what it makes you think of. I just feel like it feels, I don't know, just let me know. The thing is, I really did want to like this song because it has those dark second gen vibes to it. And I'm definitely a sucker for some bittersweet lyrics. It's okay even if the flame died out. It's okay to pretend that it's love. In fact, this pre-chorus part was my favorite. It sounded stunning. However, just like the magic wasn't quite there. It's like a song that really needed a little bit more. If we think back to their songs like Dum Da Da Dum or even you know, I feel like those songs definitely had that specific magic to it, whereas this song was missing some of those elements. So all in all, I think I would put this into YG's Dungeon. There are just a few little things that I would change about it, in particular the chorus, and adding just a little bit more magic to it. So we actually missed Taeyeon's release last month, and some of you guys asked me about it. I think I probably would have put it into second gen vibes. I did appreciate it, but because I didn't review it, I didn't get the chance to, you know, listen to it a couple of times to just from what I remember, I was like, oh, this is kind of good. But you know, I was not going to be caught dead for getting her again. So we are going to be reviewing INVU. So according to Sumpy, this is a house-based pop dance song with a gentle dreamlike synth sound and charming flute melody. The lyrics express one's feelings after seeing how different their lover is in comparison to them, who does not hold back in love even after getting hurt over and over again. So we kind of have this picture being painted of someone who's been hurt quite a bit and is a little bit more reserved in comparison to loving someone who's not necessarily holding on to the same things. And I would say the description is fairly accurate in terms of how the song sounds. I did really like the dreamlike features it had. And I did want to point out that this music video, at least like the very beginning, reminded me a little bit of Kai's Peaches. Maybe they reused some similar sets or they reused some pre-made graphic designs. I don't fucking know, but it reminded me of Kai's Peaches. So it's safe to say that everything about this release is pretty magical, pretty dreamlike. Taeyeon's visuals, the music video, the sound as well. But I just don't think that I'm really drawn to it. I don't think I would listen to it again. But rather than putting it into not my cup of tea, I think I'll settle for it exists because of how much I appreciate the concept itself. But as always, I can't wait for you guys to tear me apart in the comments. Let us now talk about Rocking Doll's second digital single, Heart Rider. So if we remember their debut, I said something along the lines of it's a little bit rough. Like I like the potential, but production-wise, it's a little bit rough. And I think they stepped it up quite a bit for this comeback. I would still say, you know, it's a little small company vibes, but I think it's a lot better. We have a 70s sound, a very Pink-themed music video, and lyrics that talk about not being sure if your love interest actually likes you back. But going for it anyways, we love that energy. And I would say there's a slight universe theme as well, particularly with Heart Rider. I don't know why It feels like you're riding a heart through space. Like it's like a spaceship. The heart is a spaceship. That's my interpretation. But particularly within the lyrics, they definitely allude to the universe, the cosmos. Not only that, I'm convinced of this universe theme because also the instrumentals, it gave me like a robot alien vibe. Do you know what I mean? There's a song I'm thinking about. Don't unplug me or just let me down. Please just love me with your steel heart. That song, like a robot song. Like it has those like like fuck, I don't know. It gave me really cute vibes though. However, as cute as the music video was, as much as I liked the universe vibes, this wasn't really my cup of tea, so I'm gonna put that into not my cup of tea. Let's move on to Wonho's title track, Eye on You, from his album Obsession. I got my eye on you. According to Soompi, this song was composed and written by Wonho, and it's an electric house pop song that energizes well with Wonho's vocals. It's also a sexy song that is minimalistic yet dark and powerful. I would definitely agree with that. It's quite sultry, has some synergy. Definitely a whole 180 from his last comeback, I think. What's it, his last comeback? Blue? When I give it, when I get it, out of control. Can you be? I like that song a lot. Now, I would say Eye on You definitely talks about a passionate infatuation with someone, wanting someone so bad that you'd have them engraved on your body. And it's a nice song again, but it's not really something I would listen to, that I'm really drawn to. So I'm unfortunately going to put this into not my cup of tea as well. Moving on to Suzy and her digital single with Satellite. Which again, according to Soompi, thank you Soompi, highlights the band sound and expresses one's unchanging feelings of staying close by someone while feeling a longing for something that can't be reached. As soon as the song started playing, I was intrigued by the guitar sounds, but I was also, when I heard the voice, I was not at all convinced that it was Suzy. I was like, is this a different Suzy? Is this like not Suzy from Miss A, but a different artist who also goes by Suzy? It was confusing as hell. But I was like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why would you have two Suzys? But like, why wouldn't you have two Suzys? Like, what do I know? I would have never guessed that was her voice. It sounds so different. Within this music video, we also get to see a dance performance from Monica from Street Woman Fighter. If I had to describe the song, I would say it's quite ethereal. And I don't know how it like fits with the whole satellite thing. There's just something really charming about this. So the lyrics reference satellite in the sense that someone is your entire world, someone is your center, and you gravitate or you spin around them like a satellite. But in that same breath, if you are spinning around someone who's your earth and you're a satellite, you're also just so far away from them. So I think that's what she means in the lyrics by, you know, I can't be reached. You literally love someone with your entire being, but you're still so far away from them. I'm conflicted between putting this song into It Exists or Second Gen vibes. If it started playing, would I necessarily skip it? I don't know. It feels like very situational, like situationally specific, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I would need to be in that type of mood. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put it into It Exists. Let us now review BTOB's The Song from their third album, Be Together. So I didn't have to go to Soompi for this because BTOB wrote in their own description the following. As singing is what BTOB has been acknowledged, the title of the track, The Song, is a song itself which they are most confident with. They go on to explain that people listen to songs to reminisce and think of others. Whether it is a happy or sad memory, as time passes, it all becomes a part of their reminiscence. And this is a song that encompasses all that nostalgia and lonely emotion which everyone could relate to. It contains what BTOB wanted to tell fans who have waited for a long time. They describe it as a signature ballad that is more mature and complete in its quality, and say it will melt everyone's heart and ears with its lyrics and sincere sound with BTOB's voice. So I was definitely surprised. Not that it was like a quick thought. I was like, isn't BTOB 4 members? And I was like, no, wait, 4 members went on Kingdom, but the other members were just not there. So this was my first time. Actually, was it my first time? I might have, I don't know. Maybe it was my first time seeing them all together. I think the concept is pretty cool. The song, you know, it's a song called The Song, and they reference a song in the song. They reference a song that contains memories, as the description implied, reminiscing about things good or bad through music. And it goes without saying that their voices are absolutely stunning. What can I say? Like, very stunning, beautiful. And I would say they did a really amazing job at evoking a bittersweet feeling through their voices as well. Just like the last song, however, I appreciate its existence, but it's not something that I'm drawn to listening to. So I'm going to put this one into It Exists as well. Next up, we have STAYC's Run to You from their album YoungLove.com. Is that actually the name of their album? So I run to you. So I did a reaction/review on this as well. So definitely go check it out when you're done with this video. Someone said they find it incredibly annoying that I pause all the time. I pause my reactions all the time for copyright. And honestly, I just cut a lot out. If I'm reacting to a music video, this is literally me. I need to cut that shit out. You're not interested in that. Like hell, I'm gonna lose copyright over my blank ass face. At least if I'm gonna lose copyright, it's gonna be over expressions. I don't fucking know. So initially, this sounds like Wonder Girl's Be My Baby. I found this verse sounds very similar to the first verse of Be My Baby, so let's play that side by side. My toxic Blink friend Sherry also gave me these two snippets, so Miss A's Goodbye Baby and this part of Run to You, so let's listen to that as well. I definitely hear it, but I'm not like the most convinced. I personally didn't think about Goodbye Baby when I first heard Run to You. So this song discusses doing whatever it takes to be with someone, even if it hurts. Like, that's the type of passion they're trying to evoke in this. And I do think the chorus is really fun. So for that reason, because it's such a fun song, very easy listen, I'm gonna put it into second gen vibes, because if it started playing, I don't think I would skip it. Dubbed the worst debut ever. Let's take a look at NMIXX's Oh from their album Admire. Plagued with accusations of sounding like a kitchen sink and stealing people's storylines. I actually made 2 videos about this. You can go check it out. It's all beneficial for JYP. You might be so mad and think this is so terrible for them to do, but it actually just benefits them. They're gonna survive this. NMIXX is gonna survive this. I think it goes without saying that this song was pretty bad. You know, at first listen, it wasn't that great, but I do think it was genius. And if you guys want more of my thoughts on how their debut was actually pretty fucking genius, I'll make a video about it. But this will definitely go down in history as the worst debut of 2020, the worst song of 2022. And like I said previously, I think NMIXX are definitely going to redeem themselves. They will survive this. But yeah, maybe we should change Not My Cup of Tea to K-pop hell. What do you think? It's tempting. Let's now talk about Billie and their song GingaMingaYo from their Collective Soul and Unconscious Chapter 1. Before the start of the actual song, there's a quote that says, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." I don't know where that's from, but that touched my heart. I don't know why. You will call it fate until you address the unconscious things that are leading your life. You're going to think everything is fate. And I like that. I don't think the rest of the song really touches on that at all, but I liked it. This song definitely reminded me of a mix of Red Velvet's Oompa Oompa and like ITZY's I See Your Dala Dala. It was very whimsical, shall we say. But also at the same time, it did kind of sound like a children's song, the whole GingaMingaYo. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know what children's song, but I just figured it out. E-I-E-I-O. There was a na-na-na-na-na, E-I-E-I-O, GingaMingaYo. I was literally gonna be like, did they sample something? I'm curious. I'd love to hear the original. So I did really like the potential of the song, particularly the dance break and then the part right after the dance break. My favorite. So overall, there were elements that I did really appreciate, but then other elements where I felt it fell a little bit short. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it into YG's Dungeon. Moving on to Craxy's Dance with God. The description of their music video says, Dance with God melted the worldview of Callin, the main character of the second story, Mirth, into the music video. At the end of the music video, there is next chapter preview story. No idea what any of that means, but we do have a 10-minute music video featuring potentially a storyline in 4th gen. Revolutionary. Someone call the press. We have this sketchy meeting and then this girl comes in and just like murders everyone. I think it's supposed to be related to their last long music video, Gaia. So if you want to tell me more about their concept and everything, I would love to know. As for the sound, it had a lot of potential. There were plenty of parts that I liked. Some of the beats were just really nice to hear, but it did fall a little bit short for me again. So just like the last song, we're going to put this one into YG's Dungeon. I just think with a few little tweaks, it could really be more of a favorite of mine. Now we get to check out Sorn's comeback with Sharp Objects, which marks her first release since leaving Cube Entertainment. Now, this 80s inspired track talks about the dangers of love, but really still craving that type of danger. She claims she plays with sharp objects, which also ties into the saying, don't run with scissors. If there ain't any difference between loving and running with scissors, then I'm a-okay, because that's the type of rush I'm craving. So there's this kind of youthful charm to the song that ties into maybe the toxic mentality of adults. Because when you're excited and you're young and you're doing arts and crafts and you run with scissors, and adults will come and tell you, don't do that because it's dangerous. But when you're so excited and you're young, you don't necessarily understand the damage you're able to cause. So I think in a sense that's pretty poetic. And this is for sure a whole 180 from her debut with Run, which was more like soft and fluffy compared to a more sultry song, shall we say. It reminded me a little bit of When We Disco by JY Park and Sunmi mixed with Yubin's Perfume. So a little bit of that neediness, a lot of bits of that 80s theme. And I do want to say there are some parallels to Blackpink's Playing with Fire, in my opinion. The whole playing with sharp objects versus playing with fire. We also have these first lyrics that start off the song with Mama always said love's a crazy game versus my mother always told me every day to be careful of guys because love is like playing with fire. It's just a parallel, nothing to write home about. It just reminded me of that. Also, strangely, Tiffany's... What's Tiffany's song? Didn't your mother teach you? Teach you. It reminds me of Tiffany's Teach You. I would just chalk it down to it being a common trope to sing about lessons from your mother. Now we have Super Junior with Calling from their single album Road, Winter for Spring. Again, fuck. Like, this makes me laugh because with like Treasure, it was like chapter 1, section 3. I don't fucking know. And then here it's like The Road, Winter for Spring. It's giving the same energy, but with seasons. So according to Suzy, Callin is a pop rock song that expresses the feelings of not wanting to miss a love that comes while feeling like they will always be alone with only memories of a painful relationship. The touching song also highlights the members' melodic vocals. So I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard the teaser, I was like, wait a minute, this instrumental is actually really nice. And I thought, is this the first time I'm gonna like a Super Junior song? That's exaggerating, of course, because back in second gen, everybody liked Sorry Sorry. I don't make the rules. But alas, as I listened to the whole song, I found that the charm from the teasers didn't quite translate as well into, you know, a 3-4 minute song. But as much as I like adore Super Junior, this is not really my cup of tea. Last but not least, we have Rocket Punch and their comeback with Chiquita from their 4th mini album Yellow Punch. Again, according to Suzy, Rocket Punch meshed 80s disco and Eurodance. And the song expresses Rocket Punch's confidence in being themselves. So when I heard the teaser for this one, I was actually disappointed. I thought it sounded pretty generic, like just another generic 80s sound. But then when I heard the whole thing, there are a lot of elements that I ended up really liking. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put this into second gen vibes. Okay, so that is it for the review section of this video. Now I get to move on to my monthly playlist. I've actually made a public playlist for you guys called the monthly playlist. Just like my island on Animal Crossing is called the island. YG, please don't sue. Last year I made a playlist every single month, and that's a little tiring. That's like a lot of playlists. So I just made one playlist, and I'm going to put songs every month and then take songs off the more I get tired of them. So if you like a song, download it right away. I say that as if like anyone cares. But there's 40 likes on here, so it's getting to my head. That's the thumbnail that I made myself, by the way. Spotify plagiarism, I mean, just don't tell them I stole their logo. Let's go through last month, and we're starting with... So Charlie Puth had promoted this song kind of on TikTok. I was like, oh, what if we had a song like this and this? And I only hear about Charlie Puth when it's people making fun of him for knowing sounds. I don't know. But anyways, I, wasn't expecting to like this song, and I just decided to check it out when it came out, and it was pretty catchy. Yeah, so as soon as it came out, I was like, I really like it, and I was like listening to it over and over again, and then I heard everyone say that it was the worst song they'd ever heard. I was like, oh shit, is it? Because I like it. It was just like so fun and like an easy listen. Then I discovered Santo by Christina Aguilera and Ozuna. This song from Encanto is so beautiful. Okay, guys. This is like the best song of the month. I will not be surprised if this is my most played song of the year. There's something about Bailando. The Spanish version. I was surprised, okay, because Enrique started singing in Spanish, and I was like, is he from Spain? Like, I don't know why. I never really thought about where he was from, but then he's like, wait a minute, let's see. I had no idea. But anyways, the song is like amazing. Then, of course, we got Secret Numbers, Got That Boom. It's been on this playlist before. Leopard Limo, Archive LL11 by Alexa Demi. So my friend sent me this on TikTok. Shout out Valerie. No, she saw it on TikTok and then she told me about it. So I went and looked up Alexa Demi's songs, and this one was pretty good. It just spoke to my heart. And it's just one of those situations, again, where you really like something and then you see everyone trashing it. So on TikTok, everyone was trashing her. I'm like, I just don't think you understand art. You don't. Just... like, I'm gonna go ahead and agree that it's not like the most conventional song, right? Like, it's not like fucking Light Switch, I don't know. But like it's vibey. Like it's meant to be that way. Like, that's the art. If you just don't like this type of art, then say so, but it's not bad. That's what K-pop stands to me every time I'm like, I don't fucking like this. Similar thing. I had no idea Zendaya sang Replay. I've definitely heard the song before, and then when I was like, I really like the chorus because I kept hearing it on TikTok, so I went and listened to the song. I'm like, this is bad. Like, this is bad. Only the chorus is good. But then I kept hearing it on TikTok, and it finally just gave in, and now I think the whole song is genius. This song again, Alexa Demi, the video of her that went viral. Then we have Peach PRC, God is a Freak. Super hyped up on TikTok. I ended up really liking it. It's like an anti-worship song. I had a Solmi XOXO moment. I don't know who this is. Stella Cole and I Shot Cupid. It randomly started playing. On Spotify, you'll play a playlist and then random songs start playing afterwards, and this came up and I was like, it's pretty catchy. Should I admit this online? Emo Girl was not that bad. Like it's obnoxious. Duh. Willow's parts are the best. Shampoo by After School. Such a beautiful song. It actually inspired a video idea. I talked about it to my channel members. What if I reviewed old K-pop songs like they were new K-pop songs, kind of? Like, I kept thinking, like, oh, it would have been so much fun to review this back then in 2011. I'm like, why can't I review it now? So maybe if you guys like that idea, well, I filmed it. It's filmed. Just have to edit it. But like, what do you think? I'm not going to say much because I have a lot to say in the video, but this is beautiful. I honestly, more than I put into this playlist, listened to a lot of Backstreet Boys and NSYNC this month. K-pop was just so boring. It was so boring. Can't you see? I didn't download any songs, like new songs that came out this month. That's how boring K-pop has been this month. Someone save me. But anyways, Love Bomb by From S9. This has been on the playlist before. Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift. Been on the playlist before. This is another song that randomly played in a playlist and I really liked it. Ping Pong by Hyuna and Dawn. I was watching like a random K-pop dance thing. It's like everyone is in public and they play random snippets of K-pop songs and people who know the dance go in the middle. I've never seen a video like that before and I was so intrigued. My point is they played Ping Pong and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that song. I liked it. But they also played 21 I Am the Best. And I was like, 2022 and 21 is still relevant to people and people knew the choreography. Mind you, it was like 5, 6 people. It was still they were an option. But I was like, do people like get like a set list of what dances to learn? I guess not, because there's always like different amounts of people who know the dance. It is random, isn't it? I guess I answered my own question. So that is actually it for this video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. If you made it this far without skipping through anything, and I mean anything, like you've been listening to me speak for like 30 minutes or so. We've been filming for an hour and 30 minutes. There's a lot to cut out. Then leave the skull emoji. That's just my mood right now. If February K-pop was that bad. And of course, let me know what you thought of the releases of this month. Of course, I know people are going to be like, but Treasure, but Taeyeon, but this. I get it. But at the same time, like 2022 K-pop just is not the best. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. You can also join my channel members by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel and honestly means the world to me. Thank you so much. And as for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye!